In the top stories, Prime Minister Drew congratulates St. Kitts and Nevis Trades and Labor Union for fighting for workers' rights, and record-breaking contenders for Sugar Mass 52 Road March title. We'll be back with the details after the break.
101 reasons to shop at Quartz. Unbeatable prices and the best value. Quality brands that you trust. At Quartz you can shop with no cash. Credit is amazing. Pay in 90 days. Quartz makes it easy. 101 reasons to shop at Quartz. We have so much in store, and online we've got 101 reasons to shop at Quartz.
In cricket, there are a few essentials. A bat, a pitch, a ball, some fielders, and plenty of refreshments. Enjoy the cricket with Angostura Chill. Angostura Chill, the official refreshment partner of the Hero CPL T20.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Mervyn Thompson. First up locally, Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew has congratulated the St. Kitts and Nevis Trades and Labor Union for championing the cause of workers' rights in St. Kitts and Nevis over the years, and most recently, in ensuring that frontline workers were duly compensated for work during the COVID-19 pandemic. During a conference held by the SKNTLU, he gave the brief congratulatory remarks.
We continue to believe and strongly believe that workers' rights must always be represented. The interests of the workers must always be represented. And that is why I want to thank the Trades and Labor Union for your fight for the rights of our workers to benefit from the honorarium, especially the frontline workers. You fought for that. The other thing that you fought for, and this must never be forgotten, that you were on the front line for the workers who lost their jobs because at that particular time, they did not think that the vaccine was the best option for them. You fought for them. You stood on the front line for them. And that is why the government again responded to the call of the union and the workers.
Meanwhile, guest speaker Asakor Beckles, a statistician and labor advisor among others, spoke of the necessity for upskilling workers to occur as digitization is evident.
Amidst these digital renaissance, challenges emerge. Automating specific tasks raises concern about job displacement, especially in industries traditionally reliant on manual labor. Investing in reskilling and upskilling, programs that are imperative to ensure balanced transition. The rights of workers must be safeguarded in this international arena, ensuring that fair labor practices, equitable wages, safe working conditions must remain a priority. It is incumbent upon all of us, government, trade unions, to collaborate in establishing and enforcing policies that protect workers. While globalization brings opportunities for growth and diversification, it is important to address challenges accompanying these transformations. By investing in education and training, fostering innovation, and fortifying labor rights, we can seize potential of these evolving landscapes and secure prosperous future for our workers.
He also shared the need for workers to be protected.
The 21st century demands a paradigm shift, a recalibration and understanding for work, its place in our lives, its rights and dignity due to each and every one of our workers. An unwavering commitment for fair wages, safe working conditions, and an environment that nurtures rather than exploits. Today, gathering today's gathering is not a mere conference, but one of ideas, a forge for collaboration, a forum for dynamic discourse. Here, we take the first steps towards shaping a future where workers are not just mere cogs in the machine, but value contributors to the progress of this and every country. As we dive into discussions that await us, let us remember that the flame of worker protection is not a torch to be carried by a few, but a beacon to guide us all.
The conference's theme was Protecting the Common Interests of Workers and was held at the Solid Waste Management Corporation's conference room in Taylor's Range, St. Kitts. A record-breaking 43 entries have been submitted to contend the Sugar Mass 52 Road March title. The St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee, SKNNCC, made the announcement in a Facebook post on Saturday. This approximately doubles the number of entries last year. Mr. Wayne P., Javid Wilkinson, Invincible, and Jervin all submitted with 1 entry each. Barry C. and Crew, King Honesty, Statics, Star Black, and 5-Star Pino submitted with 2 entries each. Climate submitted 3 entries. New Vibes Band International and Smallux Band submitted 4 entries each. ASAP Band, Grand Masters Band, and Collision Band submitted 5 entries each. The SKNNCC says that the contenders will be judged on Juve and Grand Parade Day. The deadline for submissions is November 17th. Coming up, we'll have another look at some of the stories from the past week. Stay tuned.
Hey there, get ready to dance down the aisles because Horsford's Value Mart IGA is about to rock your world with the All Treats, No Tricks Double Points Extravaganza, lighting up the entire month of October. It's a whirlwind of double points on all dairy and non-grocery products. That's right, double up on the fun, double up on the points, and double up on the rewards. Imagine this, every time you grab that creamy dairy delight or pick up your favorite non-grocery treasures, you're raking in double the points. Your savings are about to hit the stratosphere. So jump into the party at Horsford's Value Mart now and let loose during the All Treats, No Tricks Double Points October. Load up your cart with the finest dairy, top-notch non-grocery gems, and all your household must-haves. So circle October on your calendar and dash to Value Mart today, where the fun and savings never stop. Double points at Horsford's Value Mart is valid only during the month of October. Points are subject to terms and conditions. Visit our store or website for more details. Get ready for a shopping fiesta.
National Home Loans. Get your dream home.
I'm an accountant, and you know what excites me? Precision. Just like crunching numbers accurately, National Bank's Apex Mortgage offers the lowest interest rate in the country, 3.99% guaranteed.
Precision is essential in construction as well. Just like Apex Mortgage's attention to the detail of our dreams. If you are a college or university graduate, this is your opportunity.
Details are everything for an engineer, and Apex Mortgage recognizes this. Offering up to 40 years for repayment, it perfectly complements my home ownership needs. Plus, National has my back with a 3-month payment grace period.
Apex Mortgage for me and me.
And me too.
Get your dream home.
National Home Loans. Home ownership made easy. When you're with National, you're home.
Welcome back. In news from the past week, last Wednesday to Friday, the Federation played host to the Food and Agriculture Organization Monitoring and Evaluation of Water Energy Food Nexus Intervention for farmers and other agriculture stakeholders. Here are the details. You might have heard the new phrase recently, Water Energy Food Nexus, as part of the agriculture sector in efforts to reduce the region's food import bill by 25% by 2025. The Food and Agriculture Organization is a keen player and is assisting the Caribbean in this venture. So much so that St. Kitts and Nevis was the chosen venue to host a monitoring and evaluation of water energy food nexus intervention training session for farmers and other stakeholders. In a nutshell, the training will equip governments to properly allocate lands for residential farming or commercialization. It will also equip farmers with knowledge required to compile financial records and records of produce or livestock sold to present to lending institutions. The 3-day intervention was facilitated by FAO representatives, and ZIZ News caught up with Dr. Amani Alfara, a land and water officer at the FAO headquarters in Italy, Rome, and Dr. Leah von Wesenbeek, Associate Professor and Director of the Amsterdam Center of Food Studies, who shed more light on the training.
Yesterday afternoon, the group went to see the sites, and it was more like, can we see how consistent people are, experts that look at the same site, how do they grade it? And my colleague was presenting the results this morning and said, well, people were very consistent on some aspects, like the importance of a site being close to a road, but they differed in opinions about other aspects. So it's also kind of a calibration session, like how can we make sure that when you look at the site, you all look with the same eyes. So the fact that St. Kitts was chosen was also what Amani was saying, is more that we cannot visit the whole island. So you want to be sure that if you visit like 10, 15 sites, you have expert opinion, people saying, yes, this would be very suitable, and I think this because of this and this reason. That when we compare this to what the maps would say, if a map says, yes, it's very flat, there is enough water, there is no stones, we say, okay, then if we have a map and we know the stoniness somewhere else, then we can with kind of confidence say, this would also be a good spot, even though no one has visited that. So that's the idea for us to have all this information, this quantitative information, also how far it is from the road, how far it is from a market that we have on the map, and then people can judge it. And if that judgment more or less correlates well with this quantitative information, then we can use the quantitative information that is available in principle for many places in the Caribbean, but even in the world, and we can say this should be a right spot.
Dr. van Wezenbeek shared the business aspect of the evaluation training that was specific for farmers.
It has two parts. One is to evaluate the current project. How much does it bring to the farmers? Secondly, for the upscaling, it's also important that we do a business case evaluation. If you're not one of the lucky farmers that will be given the tools and be given irrigation and given the solar pumps, would you be willing to buy it? But for you to be willing to buy it, you have to be sure that it gets you profit in the end. So at the end of yesterday, we also presented a business case tool. So every farmer can do that for themselves. It's very simple. They only have to know which crops they are cultivating, the yield, they will know the yield on the rainfed, the yield on the irrigation, what the prices they will get, some quotation, how much will it cost to install the system, how much will it cost to maintain the system, and then we can show them like how many years would it take you when you do red pepper to get out of this, how much would it take you when you do sweet potato, and they can see it and they say, okay, if I'm able to go again to the bank and say, you know, I can pay you back in 1 year and even make a profit, then farmers will be willing to invest in it themselves, because not every farmer can get the things for free. There are not enough donors to get it. So that's one part that's really for the farmers, that they can do it themselves. Like I said, it's very simple. There's not a lot of difficult calculations, no information that they would not have themselves, because they know best, know what the yields are, how much they get for their products.
The goal of this is to have all stakeholders on the same page, as explained by Dr. Alfara.
Which will help in bridging the gap between the farmer and the decision maker. So the decision maker will understand the perspective of farmer, and in the same time the farmer will understand why the decision makers are taking this decision. So these tools can make better opinion that leverage the farmers and the decision makers' perspective. So taking all the criteria, taking all this into account, allocating suitability land, all of this can make a very good case either for the decision maker or the farmer.
The training welcomed Michelle Wilson Howard, representative of the Barbados Soil Conservation Unit with the Ministry of Agriculture, Tammy Sookdale from Antigua and Barbuda, Graeme Brown, representative from the St. Kitts and Nevis Department of Physical Planning, and Sheldon Norman from Jamaica. For ZIZ News, I'm Mervan Thompson. A new home for creatives will soon be on the way as a site has been earmarked and designs begun. Creatives gave their feedback in the first round of consultations, which was held on Monday. Creatives in the Federation were invited to opine on their intended home as the government promises to build the Creative Arts Center. Funded through the Citizenship by Investment program, the center is designed to be nestled into the foothills of the Connery Half Moon area, the hillside that overlooks the Royal Bastille Valley. On Monday evening, at the conference room of the Caribbean Confederation of Credit Unions in Fort Lands, Bastille, creatives were shown room-by-room designs of the expected building. Many shared the view that the design is somewhat constricting with the cubicle-like feel.
So we have, give us something wavy, something, these little boxes. It's not working for me at all.
My comment tonight is more towards the functionality of the spaces more than the aesthetics. For example, I'm concerned with the outdoor amphitheater spaces that seems to be completely uncovered.
I think the design, first of all, is very impressive. I'm not a fan of the boxy, modern style. I think it's important that we also incorporate those small performance spaces as well. Stage, backstage, dressing, all of these things, sound booth, engineering booth, and so on.
Others were concerned about the possibility of as much natural ventilation as the building will be situated into the hill to allow for minimal excavation. Architect Darian Fleming explains.
The direction that the site faces, it means that this site is going to be exposed to the sun, and there's not really great opportunities for natural ventilation there, right, based on the direction that the wind generally blows. So one of the things that I would question is what type of strategies did the designers or architects use to sort of address the need for natural ventilation given where we live, given the energy costs that keep on rising. And if none have been employed as yet, seeing that they're still in the conceptual phase, that would be one of the most critical areas to pay attention to.
Some also shared concerns about the proposed number of retail amenities in restaurants, bars, galleries, and a shopping mall.
So there's just too much retail going on.
It looks like a shopping mall. I love the design, but looking at your floor plan, floor by floor by floor, I'm seeing shopping, restaurant, bar, movie theater, cinema, amphitheater. I do agree that we need more seating for indoor, because we have, when you get them high schools together, that's 20,000 children in one space. We need chairs for everyone, and we're not sitting on the floor.
Honorable Samuel Duggins reassured that the home can be viewed as a shell and can be fashioned to the individual's liking.
Outside of the commercial spaces, there are spaces for us to design whatever we want. You want it to be a video studio, you want it to be an art studio, you want it to be a dance studio. There are these spaces there. What Farron was alluding to is that in addition to these spaces, there must be a commercial aspect to keep the building going. They weren't mutually exclusive. It wasn't saying it's just commercial. It's saying you have your art studio, you have your dance studio, you have whatever you want it to be, because these are spaces. Recording studio, movie studio, visual arts, everything. But along with that, you'll have your food court, you'll have your restaurants, and you'll have your bars that keep you there all day. It's really a creative mall.
Concerns for the aquifer and water table were also raised, as this supplies the majority of the Bastille area with fresh drinking water. Citizens are wary of structures being built on the aquifer, but the center is expected to not affect the water table being built into the foothills, according to Farron Lawrence, the developer. The 7-story building is estimated to be completed in 3 years, and will be 32,800 square feet, with sick bays, an amphitheater that seats 500 to 600 people, an outdoor location, and a 250-car parking lot, among others. Mervan Thompson for ZIZ News. In a display of lights, government headquarters lit up blue in celebration of United Nations Day on October 24th. A ceremony was held in honor of the UN's 78th anniversary.
In a display of lights, government headquarters lit up in blue in celebration of United Nations Day on October 24th, 2023. A brief ceremony was held outside government headquarters on Tuesday evening as the building was lit in honor of the UN's 78th anniversary. Delivering the featured UN Day address, Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew said the blue light serves as a representation of the Federation's dedication to the values upheld by the UN.
The blue light that will emanate from this building is more than just a beautiful spectacle. It is a symbol of our commitment to the United Nations and our dedication to the Sustainable Development Goals, or the SDGs. The lighting ceremony tonight serves as a powerful symbol of our commitment to these goals. It represents our dedication to upholding the values of the United Nations, and it marks a historic moment in our own journey. As we illuminate this government headquarters, we are in essence lighting the way forward, a path towards a sustainable future for our beautiful islands, and a message to the world that St. Kitts and Nevis is steadfast in its commitment to the global community.
Prime Minister Drew said it is crucial to emphasize the importance of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which serve as a guide to a prosperous and inclusive future by 2030. He encouraged the persons to recognize their role in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
On this 40th anniversary of UN membership, let us remember the journey that has brought us here and the road that lies ahead. We are a nation of resilience, harmony, and determination. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. Let this moment be a testament to the spirit of our people who have always strived for a brighter future. As we gather here this evening, let us all take a moment to reflect on our individual roles in the pursuit of these goals. Together, we can create a sustainable island state that future generations will be proud to inherit. And therefore, I thank you all for joining us in celebrating this remarkable day. And I want to say, with my heart full of joy and pride, Happy United Nations Day. And may the blue light of our government headquarters shine as a symbol of hope, unity, and progress.
The Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Marcella Liburd, cabinet members, senior government officials, representatives from the diplomatic and consular corps, major personnel, and other distinguished guests attended the event. The United Nations is an international organization founded in 1945. It is currently made up of 193 member states, including St. Kitts and Nevis.
After the break, Lawrence Scott conferred with Honorary Doctor of Letters degree and deal reached between the UAW and Stellantis. Stay tuned.
Hey, this is your boy Super Handy Andy with your Super Handy Andy deals at Hospice Billing Center for the month of October. Clear roof sealant was $113.72, now $96.60.